Yo, what's going on, guys? Toxico0, welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. Today we're going to be doing something different that I haven't done on the channel for a very long time. So, a very long time ago, you guys may know or may not know, depending if you're new to the channel or not, I used to upload a lot of Clash Royale videos, and that was definitely my most popular game back in the day. I always used to do the balance changes every single month for every single season. I did that one time with the Brawl Stars one, but I wasn't really a fan of it. But we're going to be bringing it back, but we're just going to be changing the name. We're just going to be calling it Rebalancing the Meta for each season. And right now we're on Season 22, so it'll be for Season 23. I don't know if they will come out for balance changes in Season 23. There's 9 days left of this season. But, yeah, I thought let's bring this series back because it was probably my most successful series for Clash Royale. I don't think it'll be my most successful series for Brawl Stars because, you know, a lot of my Brawl Stars videos get over 1,000 views pretty easily. But I thought let's bring this series back because why not? So we're just going to basically go through brawlers that need a nerf, buff, etc. Even maybe a rework. We'll just see what I think. But yeah, hopefully this does good. If you guys do enjoy this, please leave a like and just let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of these. If not, just let me know, because there's a lot of people that do this. SpenLC being my favorite Brawl Stars content creator, he does this all the time, so it's probably going to be very similar to his list, because that's why I watch the most. I watch almost all of his videos. I love tier ranks, so that's why I'm a tier ranking Brawl Stars YouTuber, so I'm very similar to Spen in terms of content. So let's get into this though. We'll start off with the nerfs, then do buffs, and then maybe reworks. I doubt there'll be any reworks, but let's get this started. I'll just be doing everything on the training cave, but the first brawler that needs a nerf has to be Maisie. Maisie is the best brawler in the game, by far, no question. I just pushed her to rank 30 just before trophy season ends, and speaking of rank 30, that's actually going to be tomorrow's video, but her hypercharge is way too strong. It takes no time to get it, and it's so freaking insane. It's so good for team wipes. Like, look at this bot, I just melted it. It's such a broken hypercharge. It's not even funny how broken this thing is. It's ridiculous. I don't know how to nerf her, because I don't want to kill her, because she kind of relies on this combo right here where you use the gadget after you use super. That's mainly how you use Maisie, because when you run out of those gadgets, it's kind of hard to connect her super, but that's how you usually get it most of the time. But, yeah. What do we nerf? The first thing we have to nerf is the hypercharge charge rate. It charges way too quickly. 7 hits. 7 hits to get her hypercharge, and it's not hard to cycle her super as is. But her hypercharge potential is just way too strong. So I have to see your hypercharge take at least 9, 10, 11 hits to get. Or they can just nerf her supercharge rate from 3 to 4 hits with their main attack. If they want to keep it so that it takes 3 hits to recycle her super if she hits with her super, I'm fine with that. But it should take 4 hits to get her main super. And doing that will also nerf the hypercharge from 7 to 10 hits, because 2.5 times. Or just nerf the hypercharge rate. I feel like the hypercharge by itself isn't completely broken, even though it just completely team wipes. But her super can also team wipe. It just takes some skill to use, because you have to get the team or the enemy team to line up just how you want to. So, but like I said, or they can also make it so you can't use the gadget while you super, because I feel like that's the main reason as well, is that combination is just so disgusting. But I don't know how to nerf her, because I don't want to kill her, because on release she was terrible, but right now she has to get nerfed. She's way too broken. The next brawler I want to see a nerf to is Colette. Now, Colette hasn't really been insanely meta, but her hypercharge is also carrying her. Her hypercharge potential is insanely strong. But the thing about Colette is I feel like her hypercharge is not the main reason she's being carried. I want to see a nerf to the Gotcha gadget. This gadget offers way too much value. 80% healing for 5 seconds. She can just shred through tanks. It's just not fair. I want to see that get nerfed, if I'm going to be genuinely honest. Either make it so that it's just 1 or 2 projectiles, or just nerf the healing. Because 80% is insane. Like, that's a crazy healing. But, yeah, she's been strong. Or they can just nerf her hypercharge rate as well. Maybe make it take 14 hits to get instead of 10. Because her super isn't that hard to hit itself. And then her hypercharge just completely deletes a high save. Also, you could nerf the spirit damage by half to the heist safe. That way she's not as game breaking in heist. Because I feel like Other than that, her hypercharge isn't completely broken. I did put it as the second best hypercharge behind Maisie's, but it just offers way too much value in my opinion. I think it needs to get a nerf. The next brawler that needs a nerf, no question, Fang. Fang is everywhere. It's not even funny. I don't even have his hypercharge, but his hypercharge is so insanely broken. They emergency nerfed it as soon as it came out. But even without it, he's still a strong brawler. He's like the second best brawler in the game with the hypercharge. Like, look at this. You can just spam the auto aim button. It's just not fair. Fang is so goddamn broken right now. It's crazy. Now, the main reason is he's just kind of being carried by Fresh Kicks, because Fresh Kicks is just an insane star power. The fact that you can just spam out his super and confirm kills all the time is crazy. So what are we going to nerf? I think the main thing they have to nerf is a super damage. That way he can't get as much value from Fresh Kicks. Now, they buffed it. Last time they buffed Fang, and it made him super meta, that they nerfed his damage ever so slightly. But he's still way too strong. He's everywhere right now. It's just not fun playing against Fang. He's every game. Yeah. But I don't want to kill him because Fang, he is a very fun brawler. He's too strong though. He has to get nerfed. I'm hoping he gets a nerf. And if it's going to be a nerf, it has to be to his super damage. Or they have to completely rework the Fresh Kick star power. Because without it, he's still a good brawler. Because Divine Souls is actually a good star power. But with it, he's just too toxic, man. The hypercharge potential is just way too strong. Next brawler I want to see get nerfed is Charlie. Now, Charlie did get 4 nerfs after her release. Because, oh my goodness. She got 3 emergency nerfs. Then she got 4 more nerfs. But she's still one of the best brawlers in the game. Not because of her damage or anything. It's because of her gadget and her super. Her hypercharge by itself is terrible. She probably has the worst hypercharge in the game. The other hypercharge that's also not good is Pearl's. But the main things that for me is her super is just mechanically way too strong. Like, it just is insane how you can just cocoon. It's an Otis super, but literally for 5 seconds. But the thing about it is, with an Otis super, you can still run around. But obviously you can deal damage, but they're trapped. They can't do anything for 5 seconds, and once they come out of the cocoon, they're dead. Like, they ain't gonna live. Like, they're gonna die. Like, this brawler, she's still way too strong. What do I nerf? There's 2 things I want to see get nerfed. The first thing that has to get nerfed, the Spider's gadget needs another nerf. It's way too strong. 1400 HP is a lot on the freaking Spiders, and they actually deal a very strong amount of damage. I think they need to have the same HP as Terra's gadget, which honestly they both could get nerfed because they're just cruel for single shot brawlers. I don't know. And the other thing that needs to get nerfed, her super just is mechanically way too strong. I don't know how to nerf her super. The thing they do need to nerf for better super is it's a free auto aim. They have to make it at least take some skill. The projectile speed is way too fast. It needs to be nerfed by a lot. But those are my 2 nerfs to Charlie. Moving on to the next nerf, I want Miko nerfed. Now, a lot of people think Miko is not that good, but Miko is freaking overpowered, honestly. He's so good in every single 1v1 situation. His super just leads for easy game-changing plays. Like, this brawler is insane. Like, nobody thinks this brawler is that good. He is very good. Like, don't sleep on him. He's super strong right now. Like, his damage is actually very good. And then once he gets his first super, he could start training the supers like crazy because he has that star power. And that's what I think needs to get the nerf the most, is the star power is the reason Miko is so good, is because he can spam out 4 attacks. His reload speed is very slow, so it does take some skill to play him. But good Miko players can indefinitely cycle his super. It's way too strong, and he definitely needs to get a nerf. I don't know how to nerf Miko without making him completely terrible, but I think for me, the star power needs to get a nerf of like, I don't know, I think it takes 5 seconds per bar. Maybe make it like 8, 9, 10. That way it's just not constantly taking out the ammo. I don't know, because that star power is probably the main reason Miko is so strong. But yeah, and then other than that, you can also nerf his damage, because he's very similar to Mortis in his mechanics, where he can jump over walls and move around the map a lot quicker. And Mortis only deals about 1880 damage. Miko deals 2180, which is 300 more. So maybe just nerf the damage a little bit. And this might be the last nerf. There's not really very many clearing brawlers, but the last nerf for me is going to be Amber. Amber recently got a buff to her damage, and this just makes her shred through everybody. Not to mention this bugged gadget where, if depending on the archetype, or I don't know how they measure this, but basically there's a coding between the red and the blue system of your team. There's a bug where if you pop this gadget on a certain player, it'll deal like 6k damage. It's bugged as heck, and it's ridiculously strong. But even though Amber got a damage buff, which in my opinion was so unnecessary. Amber actually was like a balanced brawler, and then she got his damage buff, and now she deletes everybody. And then you combine it with this gadget, any aggro brawler is going to get straight up deleted. It's just not fair. Either completely revert that damage nerf, or just nerf it to 420 per tick instead of 440, because this is absurd. Like, Amber did not need no damn buff, in my opinion, and yet she got one, and now she's just everywhere. We're moving into the buffs now, starting off with the Milkman himself, Hank, even though I don't have Rodeo Hank. He's a Milkman. This brawler is terrible. Like, he's just terrible. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say this anymore. He needs to heal while he charges his bubble. And when they compare him to a brawler like Amber, who have literally nothing in common, it's just not fair. Hank needs to heal. That's the only buff he needs. I feel like when he gets that buff, if he gets that buff, he actually might be a strong brawler because he deals a lot of damage. But God, you cannot compare Hank to Amber. You can't. They have nothing in common. They're two completely different mechanically aimed brawlers. You can't compare them. Give Hank the healing. The next brawler that needs a buff is BB, because BB has been horrible for a long time now. The last time she was meta is when Batting Stance gave her a 30% shield back. Maybe just give her that shield back. But honestly, I don't even know if that'll be enough, because BB, her attack takes decades to actually come, which is just annoying. Maybe make it a little bit faster. I don't know. This brawler has just been actually so bad of a brawler for such a long time now. I don't know how to buff this brawler, but she needs one badly. But let's just start off with making Batting Stance a 30% shield, because that's when she was meta last time, and she's not been meta for such a long time. Next brawler who needs a buff is Chongus. Now, Big Chongus Frank over here has just been actually such a bad brawler for who knows how long now. This brawler has never really been that great. The biggest problem is this right here. It just takes 3 blue moons to actually get a super off. Like, come on now. I want to play the game. I don't want to stand here for 3 blue moons and wait for a frickin' super to land. Now, yes, he has the gadget, but that doesn't matter because any aggro archetype like Shelly can just completely run all over him and just never let him use the main attack. It's just not fair. Like, brawlers like Stu can just dodge out his attacks because of how slow it takes for him to actually hit the brawler. Like, I don't know what to do with Frank. Because, honestly, if you make his attack hit faster, he could be potentially game-breaking because he has so much HP and actually can deal a decent amount of damage. But, I just don't know what to do because Frank, he's so bad. He's so bad. Moving on to the next brawler, it's going to be Dougie Wuggy Fuggy Suggy because this brawler is Dog Watery. The thing that they need to give Dog, he needs the tank trait. That's the first buff I want to give him. And if he comes meta with the tank trait, then maybe he has potential, but he's just unusable. Because, first of all, why does this attack deal less damage at further range? Like, honestly, they should just make that base, just like Jackie. Which is boring that he has the exact same attack as Jackie, but can heal teammates. But this, God, he's so bad. Like, it's just not fun to play this brawler. He's terrible. Give him the tank trait, and maybe we'll see a little bit of usage out of him. If that doesn't help, he needs a complete rework with his main attack. The next brawler I want to see buffed might surprise you guys, but it's Griff. Like, Griff deals a lot of damage, and it's very underrated how much damage he deals. But he's never, ever used, and I just don't ever see a use case for this brawler. I don't know how to buff him without making him very strong, because when he got that super nerf, he just fell off. Like, I don't know what to do, because Griff, his super deals a lot of damage. I don't know. This brawler is just hard to balance, but let's just start off, I think, giving him a little more HP, because he doesn't have the craziest amount of HP. Maybe give him a little more HP, and we can see a little bit of resurgence. I don't know. But yeah, give him the HP, See if that does anything. Otherwise, he might need a complete rework, because I just don't know how to buff him. Moving on to the next brawler, second to last one. I'll do one more after this. There's a lot of other brawlers you can do, but it's going to be Penny. Penny always used to be one of the best brawlers in the game, but then she got nerfs, and nerfs. And now she's just not a good brawler anymore. I just don't really ever see her. She's okay on some hot zone maps. I did not just miss that attack. But I don't know how to buff Penny, because Penny, I don't want her to be meta again, because she just straight up relies on that freaking turret, and it's annoying as hell. But Penny, oh god, she's never used. Never, ever used. She's just a terrible brawler. I don't know how. I think for me, either buff the reload speed or buff her damage. Her damage is pretty weak, and she also has very slow reload speed. Last but not least, the final brawler we are going to be talking about today is going to be Chester. Chester has really not been meta ever since the nerfs he received when he was first released. He got 4 nerfs. He got a nerf to his damage. I believe he got a nerf to his HP. I don't remember. But I know he got 2 nerfs to his stun super because it was just straight up broken. And I'm fine. But for me, I think the damage nerf needs to be reverted because he does not deal enough damage in this meta. He's just been suffering. He's been slowly getting a little bit of HP buffs and stuff like that. But he's just not good. Like, a lot of his supers aren't even the greatest. Like this super right here, it's not that good. This super's okay, but you only need it if you're healing and you don't get to deal any damage. This one just has limited range. It actually deals some damage. His gadgets are kind of unreliable. This super is okay. It deals a lot of damage, but isn't the easiest to hit. And then you have the stun super, which is probably still his best super, but that super is even a little challenging to hit. His gadgets are kind of eh. His Bellamania star power is the only reason he's somewhat viable, and his other star power is just terrible. So yeah, Chester, like 5,120 damage with all 5. Like with all 4. Like that's less damage than Pearl with heat. Like that's almost that's just a little more damage than Nani with all 3 projectiles. Like Chester, give him the damage buff, please. Like he needs to deal some more damage. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if there's any other brawlers that should get balance changes. Oh, I'm sure there is, but these are the brawlers that just came to my head. And I will see you guys next time.